have one other announcement to make, mainly for the troops. Samaya's here. Samaya, if she's here representing communications, because we all love our digital radios. We got some dead areas. We got, actually Motorola has got their rep within the district right now. Actually he's within Region 2, but he's at our office right now. And they're trying to identify all the dead areas. Many of y'all are like what I noticed. When we first started with the digital radio, we had a tremendous amount of range. I mean, you could talk to Conroe from I-10. Now, we have a hard time reaching San Jacinto River on 105 at times. So the thing is, we need to know where most of the dead areas is, and Samaya's trying to make a list of everything. So if you got some locations, sometime hit her after we finish presenting the awards so that we can get those wrote down. They have a list. They've already started a list from those that have contacted us, but and this is also, you know, South End bunch also, West Side bunch, East Side, whatever. But the main thing, just because, you know, she's here out of the Conroe office, if you got issues that are on other areas, go ahead and talk to her about it so that we can get those noted. I appreciate everybody being here. I think we're about 20 short, so you can imagine the number of awards that we were going to be presenting are actually in excess of 60. Last year we gave out around 42 awards, I believe it was, and so this year we've increased it quite a bit. And we really haven't changed our standards too much, so what we're really looking at is an increase in effort by y'all in several cases. So, you know, this is an award from us to y'all for your supervisors, because your supervisors, your sergeants gave the lieutenants a list with names on them, and then we reviewed the list and went through them, and we made the certificates out for you. We're giving out two different types today. We're giving out a plaque, and this is for the top six, well actually the top five categories, but we had 2 in one category that will receive it. We had these made up for those, and then we had these also made up for the rest. So there's been a lot of effort by you into this past year. We've had you know, we're not all about numbers, but if you look at numbers, we had tremendous growth this past year as far as the number of DWIs arrested, the number of criminals arrested. Unfortunately, the number of wrecks worked. If this trend continues, we'll bust 10,000 wrecks in this district this year. If this continues, 10,000 wrecks. Nobody can touch us, unfortunately. We're running around 9,600 wrecks right now. And of course, you know, the 2 biggest, Fort Bend County and Montgomery County are 2 heavies there. But if you look at the total number of wrecks that you're working, and then the amount of work effort that's being put out, if we weren't working this many wrecks, just think where we could be at as far as the number of drunks, the number of this, etc. So, I mean, there's nothing that we can really do about that other than trying to get assistance as far as manpower, etc., etc. But yeah, that comes down the line. That's not something that we can just do. So, y'all to be commended for the work effort that you're doing this year. And actually in last year also, these last 2 years have been a continual progress in the amount of work. So everybody deserves a pat on the back. I'm going to ask, we actually have some guest speakers, a guest speaker here today and someone else to be introduced that's with MAD. They provided the cookies and etc. out there, and I know everybody's all wound up and ready to get out of here, but when we get finished, I know as you're relaxing and waiting for your picture to be taken, etc., the room right next door has some cookies and coffee, etc. And remember, June 14th is still a little bit further away, so you got time to work that off before your assessment. Some general stuff, real quick. You know, I think I've been asked 3 or 4 times, and so I'll say it out this way, it will blanket the whole district pretty fast. No, we don't really know if we're getting a pay raise yet. If we get a pay raise, it'll probably be a fairly good one. But nobody, you know, we can't really tell on that until after they get out. And we're looking at within 5 or 6 days, we should know where we stand at with that. We will get some type of pay raise out of this, you know. Probably the minimum on it would be the 2.5% over 2 years. But in actuality, there's a lot more that's going to happen. So rather than get everybody's hopes up with big numbers and everything, let's just sit back and wait and see. But nothing has been released yet, but it looks pretty favorable for us. Steve, you want to step up and introduce our guests?
I've made pretty good friends with a lady here recently. You guys know we had a big DWI task force for St. Patrick's Day back in New Year's Eve. A lot of Montgomery County troopers were involved in. And you guys, I'm sure, are aware that our district is among leaders among districts in the Highway Patrol in DWI arrest, as well as, unfortunately, DWI-related fatalities and DWI-related crashes. DWI enforcement is a team effort. Not only does it take troopers like you guys to make an impact on reducing wrecks and injuries and deaths as a result of drunk driving, but it also members of the teams include prosecutors, attorneys, and citizens, concerned citizens. We have a local MAD chapter that is responsible for the Harris County as well as the counties surrounding Harris County. They very recently formed a law enforcement committee. Today we have 2 special guests with us from the Houston MAD chapter. We have the executive director, if you would please stand up, ma'am, Linda Kitazaki, as well as the chair of the leadership committee and the chair of the law enforcement committee, which is this new committee to help you guys and recognize the hard work you guys do, who actually, we can brag because we spent all night in jail together on St. Patrick's Day. So she's the one that provided, as well as her MAD chapter, provided refreshments and things during the St. Patrick's Day DWI task force. She was up all night at the jail. Saw you firsthand. I was real proud to ask her to come see you guys because I wanted her, as well as the executive, Ms. Kitazaki, to see what I consider the best of the best. So if I could have Ms. Andrea Shumas to please come forward. She'd like to say a few words to you guys.
This is real exciting for me to be here because I'm seeing so familiar faces, not just from my night in jail, which was quite an experience, but from Willowbrook Mall. I think there's some people here that were at Willowbrook Mall as well for the Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And for me, every time I start visiting law enforcement agencies and go back and see familiar faces, it makes my job easier to see friendly faces out there and be able to put names with faces and departments and so forth. The Law Enforcement Committee is brand new to Houston, and it's something that is probably the closest to my heart. I am meeting some incredible people, and I can't tell you how grateful I am, as well as mad, for the work that you do. I've been learning a little bit more about what you do and the difficulties surrounding it and the challenges you face, and that makes me even more excited when I am going to another department and meeting more officers. Actually, when I've been running around Harris County the last couple of weeks, I've been bragging about Montgomery County's DWI Task Force event and how well y'all not only work together as a team, but how well you work with the other agencies in the area. That for me was very commendable, and I think y'all deserve to feel very proud about that. MAD's working really hard this year. We're doing everything we can to start lowering the numbers. We have way too many people dying in our area. We have a great advocacy program. If you are on a scene, and I'm going to be bringing up some pocket cards, if you're on a scene and you know that there's someone that's been injured by a drunk driver or someone that's lost a family member to a drunk driver, please give them one of the cards. MAD will provide them an advocate, help them navigate the legal system while the offender is being prosecuted, and be there help with grieving and any other problems that they may experience. If you have any concerns or problems within your jobs that MAD can help, I'd like you to please call me. I will do my best to visit higher up the chain of command, or even, whatever it takes to try to at least address the issues and get some answers and maybe get some help for you. I look forward to visiting your individual offices within the next year. My goal is to visit every law enforcement agency in Harris County and the surrounding counties between now and the time I die. Hopefully I will live that long, because there are more agencies than I imagined when I decided to take on this task. So from my heart and from the heart of MAD, I want to say thank you all very much for what you do, because we can't do what we do without you. And I really appreciate what you're doing.
All for the moment we can wait. We're going to start off with the, like I said earlier, the plaques. The first two that we're going to start with are going to be appropriately DWI. Steve Jeter, who's now Sergeant Jeter, was Corporal Jeter last year, led the district again in DWI arrests with 124 DWI arrests. If you note, with other things that are going on in other schools and et cetera, it's a very good number. As usual, though, hot on his tail is Brad Sennett, who came in with 113. So for this year, we decided, since both of them, it went well over the 100 mark, that we were going to go ahead and give them both plaques this year. So first, Steve, would you come up? And Terry? Why don't we try and, since we're trying to figure out, we'll arrange and rearrange for this the award says for Stephen Jeter, Corporal 3, in appreciation for your outstanding performance, DWI Enforcement 2006, the Service Commander Awards, Highway Patrol, District 2C. And congratulations. Of course, Brad's. Of course, Brad says the same thing except Brad's in it. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. Come on up there a little bit. Forward for a total bid will stop. Clint stopped over 3,000 vehicles last year. A lot of cars, a lot of time on the side of the road. In appreciation for your outstanding performance, Traffic Law Enforcement 2006 Service Commander's Award. The next one we're going to do is for, you'll have to, somebody left their glasses behind. I'm getting at that age. For criminal apprehensions, with 312, it's going to be William Frederick. I will take this point to say that lots of you out here scored high enough in several categories, not just like getting an award for criminal apprehensions, but also the total number of vehicles stopped was also high. There was, and DWIs, etc. There were several issues, but he did lead, had the most criminal apprehensions for this year, so we picked the single most for the award. But many of you out there have 2 or 3 things that you scored in, or you had the numbers to make the award in, and we're presenting a single award for several categories actually. William, in appreciation for your outstanding performance in criminal apprehensions for 2006, the Service Commander's Award.
I'll tell him what to say to get him to smile.
There it is.
Come on now. Paul, receiving an award for criminal interdiction efforts in 2006. He had the most HQ 35 seizures that were done within the district. In appreciation for your outstanding performance, criminal interdiction 2006 Service Commander's Award. Thank you.
Man.
And as we did, David.
Oh, he's at Austin.
Okay.
On the recruits.
Chauvin.
Oh.
David LeVay.
We're picking on my own part.
I thought you had something for him.
David Chauvin was also receiving an award, for HQ 35 seizures, criminal interdiction effort. The next ones are, that we're gonna do, there's not a particular order to them, so we're gonna be going through them, and we'll read off to specifically what they are. We won't be able to give you specific numbers. I got them, but it takes so long to look them all up. So we're just gonna get started, and we'll start on through. Cooper Jack Dean. More or less groups of the sergeant areas. Cooper Jack Dean, in appreciation for outstanding performance in the detection and apprehension of intoxicated drivers. Just to be considered for the award, you have to have a minimum of 60 DWIs arrest. Jack?
I'm thinking. We need to dip some more stuff. Put some look on your face. You got lots of
Brian's receiving an award in the detection and apprehension of intoxicated drivers, and also criminal arrest going beyond the initial traffic stop.
Doug Bug.
And Cam, tell them to hold their applause at the end. Clap one time.
Yeah, we're big
We decided that.
We're getting tired.
Come in, yeah, great.
You old guys get to hurt. Our next one is Trooper Doug Masters, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. This is the total number of vehicles stopping. Brian here?
Ina? No, sir.
Now he's working extra.
Nice report.
That's not true. David.
David, pay attention.
I'm the cameraman. Come on, Jeff.
I'm right here, sir.
Fill up the screen.
Come on, David.
Trooper David Alvarado, in appreciation for outstanding performance in the detection and apprehension of intoxicated drivers and also criminal arrest going beyond the initial traffic stop. David was right behind, one of the many that was right behind the initial award that we gave for criminal apprehensions. Is Ron in here?
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know.
Ron.
Putting up with you. Says putting up with
Corporal 3 Alfred Eason, now to his friends. In appreciation for outstanding performance, criminal arrest going beyond the initial traffic stop.
Alfred?
Yes, sir.
You notice that friends, Al.
That's why he said Alfred.
Josie left us, unfortunately. But before she left,
Finally, someone looks younger than Joey.
Trooper Josephine Smith, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. In other words, stopping vehicles out there.
She left you, right, Joey?
She left.
Yes, sir.
Sir is also receiving in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. I mean, just getting out there and stopping cars every day.
Will work. Randy, will take
You
care
were,
of it.
you were trying to figure out somebody new for a corporal's position eventually, weren't you?
Yeah,
That's a big mark.
Robert?
Matthews.
Going to the dark side.
Another traitor.
Schrader? Robert's sitting on a list. Sitting on a list.
Left us with a wrecked car.
Anything else I can do for y'all?
Trooper Robert Matthews, in appreciation for outstanding performance, criminal interdiction, going beyond the initial traffic stop.
Ooh.
Steve, give you any tips yet? Steve? You know, that future ranger
It's my idea, that's the first thing.
That's the first minor tip you gotta say.
Trooper Craig Cummings, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. You know, I haven't read the bottom part of these yet, so I guess I ought to read one of them. Jeffrey? Brother? The bottom, this is an example of the loyalty and devotion to duty greatly enhances the objectives of Texas Highway Patrol and the Texas Department of Public Safety in providing a safer community for the citizens of the state of Texas. This District 2C Service Commander Award for 2006 is presented to Trooper Jeffrey Grove in appreciation. I told you I ain't got my glasses. I'm improvising here. In appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement.
Front row.
Randy?
This sergeant, the new sergeant.
We're selling that video later. Trooper 2, Randy Stavinoff, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement.
Yeah. Show Randy, come on.
Ross. Trooper Ross Bates, in appreciation for outstanding performance in criminal interdiction going beyond the initial traffic stop and also for general traffic enforcement.
Yeah, where's he at? Yeah. What's coming out?
That's the name we give them.
Yeah.
Trooper 2, Michael Fillmore, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement, along with all the other wrecks.
Yeah. Wow.
One. Representing Mecklenburg County.
Royalty, that big royalty on the bottom.
Trooper 1 Aguilera, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. They built 2 more nukes down there. Lewis. Careful. In appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. Jose. It's not very nice. Should I take this back and put something in there in parentheses? District 2C Service Commander Award for 2006. Trooper Jose Mena, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law. Trooper 3 Royce Krennick, in appreciation for outstanding performance traffic law enforcement and also criminal interdiction looking beyond the initial traffic stop. Royce had some significant cash seizures last year. We're looking for a repeat.
Cold fine too, cold fine. Taking, yeah, I get it, right.
Michael Franklin.
Pretty boys, come on.
Thought you liked the support for the Richard Chester. Trooper Michael Franklin, in appreciation for outstanding performance in the detection, apprehension of intoxicated drivers.
Do that one again. Looking down.
Read it or read it.
We need to take a picture.
Pay attention.
Still suffering from that accident. We got
I just leave.
WI for the year, like 7 months into it, and then one night he got hit by a drunk, and I think his average went from 1 every 6 months to like 20 or 30 a month. There was some inspiration there.
James,
Don't let them talk to you that way. You don't have to take that, Frank. Don't let them talk to you that way.
Trooper James DeFrance, in appreciation for outstanding performance in criminal risk going beyond the initial traffic stop. Jay? Corporal J. Ray Smith in appreciation for outstanding performance, criminal arrest, going beyond the initial traffic stop. Travis.
Got a nightline on that one too.
Trooper Travis Rosen in appreciation for outstanding performance and criminal arrest, going beyond the initial traffic stop.
How many wrinkles you got?
The answer is no.
Richard?
Coyote.
Trooper Richard Wolf in appreciation for outstanding performance, criminal arrest, going beyond the initial traffic stop.
Which one you gum?
Oh, yeah.
You stop a lot of cars, but you also run the traffic, you find the guys that got warrants, plus are they involved in some type of criminal activity at the time. And that's what we're looking at. Y'all know what it takes to get the letter. Every month is 15 criminal arrests per month to get, you know, a letter from service commander. And then we just expounded that over the whole year, so you can see the totality of the number of arrests will exceed 100, well, in the neighborhood of 180 if the math is good. Corporal 2, Angela Fountain, appreciation for outstanding performance in criminal arrest, going beyond the initial traffic stop. Richard, Zabroski. See, we got out of order there, so we got tired of Joey, so we had to put him down for a while.
There's a corporal.
Got that clean? Trooper Richard Zabroski, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. In appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement, getting out there and stopping cars.
Would you like a blue form?
Lynn Walton. Well, Fort Bend County's got is kind of the same situation that the Woodlands is. A whole lot of unincorporated areas, and some of the communities are running in the 65 to 85,000 range, which is what the Woodlands is, the unincorporated area. So therefore, you get to catch all the wrecks. Trooper Glenn Welters in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement. See you hiding over there. Now swap out camera.
All right.
Trooper Kenneth Balzikas, in appreciation for outstanding performance in criminal arrest going beyond the initial traffic stop. Kenneth actually finished second in the total number of criminal arrests for the year. Eric Gaston. Trooper Eric Gaston, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement.
Oh, man.
Pam's not here.
Lewis. Trooper Lewis Howells.
There's John.
Smooth.
Smooth. Another corporal prospect. Trooper Lewis Howells, in appreciation for outstanding performance, criminal arrest going beyond the initial traffic stop.
No, Victor's not retiring.
Richard Lewis.
I'm glad that someone wore the appropriate clothing for today's ceremony.
Lieutenant staying there with no tie and no long sleeve shirt and just says that.
He's covered
Don't be showing off. Trooper Richard Cook, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement.
Not offensive anybody, is it?
You know, before I make these out, I gotta get the appropriate names. Smooth, sweet, you know. Coke down. Trooper Ronald Tompkins, in appreciation for outstanding performance in criminal arrest going beyond the initial traffic stop. Kevin Smith.
Yeah, we know some of the troopers' nicknames. Maybe the troopers would like to share some of the sergeants' nicknames.
Pass on that.
Which one of y'all do
Bingo. And it won't be in your area. Trooper Kevin Smith, in appreciation for outstanding performance in traffic law enforcement.
That's not funny, is it? Yeah. That's cool.
You can go ahead and
That's not the motion, Joey.
fast that, you know, I kind of threw some numbers out, but William Frederick, for the criminal apprehensions, that was 312 that he had. Of course, I told you that Peter had 124, Brad had 113 as far as DWIs. I was trying to We got. Let me get rid of those.
Yeah, Ron gets an award.
Where is he? Let me, I want to kind of run through something real quick, and most of y'all know this from your meetings or whatever, but I just, since I kind of made mention to it, for this last year, District 2C stopped 187,214 cars. We were 7,000 more than what we did last year. DWI arrest this last year was 3,203. We increased 600 over last year, and even though Steve's leaving us, our numbers this year are higher than what they were at this point. A lot of it is due to the Montgomery County instituting a 24-hour shift up here. So we got night units that are out, and they are being very productive on the DWI arrest at night. Speeders, just stopping the speeding traffic, 47,367 people got visited.
Highway patrol.
Seat belts, gosh, we've been doing seatbelt law since 1985. 9,860 people hadn't heard of it yet.
Or just put it on.
We recovered 100, I was just pulling out of the parking lot, I have you know. We recovered, or y'all recovered, 153 stolen vehicles last year, returned in various types of conditions. Usually after pursuit and crashed. We had 98 HQ-35 seizures. The district seized 6 million, big difference between million and thousand. $6,355,538 last year. The year before we had 4.5 million in seizures. So,
Both years we led the entire state.
and we're wondering about this year, but it's still coming. It's early on. We had 297 kilos, not counting the crack and the other stuff, but 297 kilos of cocaine that was taken. We had some ecstasy, soma, blah, 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 blah. Total dosages roughly in the area, right around 10,000 dosages of those type of drugs. In criminal arrest, apprehensions, arresting somebody off the side of the road, we put 7,574 people in jail. Total arrest, in other words, the tickets that were wrote, the yellow copies there, 110,978, so right at 111,000. At the same time, even though nobody ever believes it, 155,562 warnings were issued. But everybody still says they never get a warning. And as I alluded to earlier, 9,693 crashes were investigated. Not the ones that you got sent to, but 9,693 that actually went to paper. Almost 10,000. We were at 8841 last year, so that's 800 plus change wreck increase. However, the good point is we went down on fatalities. We had 151 people killed in 2005 and 137 were killed this last year in 2006. So fatalities actually went down. We had more wrecks but less fatalities. That's a plus. Y'all did a great job last year and y'all are doing a good job this year. I appreciate everything that you've done. I know the lieutenants do and the sergeants do. Yeah, every now and then we get the complaints from the people, etc., but that's necessary. That's just part of the system and how it works. To be honest, we've had, gosh, I think we've already had about 30 complaints this year, it seems like. But we haven't had one sustained yet. You know, the videos are there. It pretty much clears everything that occurred. You know, everybody has a different idea of why things happen, whatever. But we got a good district. We got a good bunch of working people, and everybody's taking care of their business, so you ought to commend yourself. We appreciate everything that you've done, and the next applause ought to be for yourself. You can give yourself a hand on everything and say amen.
Lieutenant Spears is shorter and oldest.
Lieutenant Spears also.
I just want to reiterate what the captain said about everybody's work. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. A lot of work was done last year. And I was glad to see that the south end carried the north end in interdiction last year. So
Yeah.
Cold finds, cold finds.
cold finds. So, but no, everybody did a great job. Keep up the good work. Stay safe. That's the main thing. Nobody gets hurt. And south end rules.
He says cold finds, and I see all these South End troopers thinking about the subway shop.
Oh, yeah.
Correlation. Outstanding work. It'd be nice if we could step up and give everyone a bonus, money based on what you did, but obviously we can't do that. I wish we could. South End does not know. It would be nice if we could do something like that, but we can't. All we can do is give you a pat on the back. Every single day you go out there, you risk your lives, you work really hard, you sweat, you cut yourselves, you deal with people that no one wants to deal with, and you still do it with a smile on your face as you're writing that hard copy. It's okay. But we appreciate what you do, and you probably don't hear that enough. When I do training, I talk about the words that General Douglas MacArthur said and the words that are on the walls at West Point. Because we can, because we should, because we must. Because we can, because you were given the ability, 2 hands, 2 legs, eyes, you can see, you can hear, you can physically do your job. Because you should, it's just the right thing to do. Because you must, if you guys don't do it, who else will? You don't get paid enough money to go out there and do this job, but hopefully it's something within that'll keep you driven. You're the leaders in this district and pretty much across the state in what you do. I just ask that you keep doing the hard work and remember why you're doing it. You're not doing it for the department. You're not doing it for your area. You're doing it for yourself, for your family, for your neighbors, for people that can't protect themselves. And appreciate that. Keep up the good work.
All right, we need to take
That was the speaker.
photos.
Wheel drive vehicles and everything else, but all in all.
No business days.
But all in all, we got one of the greatest jobs. A lot of us worked other agencies and did different stuff before we came to DPS. And the main thing behind it was you wanted something where you could grow, where you can expand, have different horizons, different places to go. As here since the last time we met, we have people that have promoted, we have people that have transferred. You can go anywhere you want in the state, you still maintain your time. So, keep everything in focus. You're a great bunch of people, and we're hoping that next year, we're running right at 60% of people getting awards of the district this year, right at 60%, which is pretty awesome when you usually consider it usually runs around 20% to 30%. So, you ought to be commended for the work you do, and Steve's in charge of pictures.
Everybody grab your chair, fold it, throw it against the wall. We want all award recipients without hats, with plaques, standing up here for a group photo of everyone.
Hold on. Hey, DPS away. We're going to send one to DPS away.
Tell them that.
Yeah. Picture with it.
Okay.